What's the difference between about and on? What's up guys? Welcome to our channel. GeLa Language Online 講師の左半身でございます。さあ本日は何をしていきたいかって言いますと、皆さんちょっとした違いにとらわれすぎてませんかねっていうところなんですよね。で、実はそうやってめちゃくちゃこの単語とこの単語の違いって何みたいなのを掘れば掘るほど、結局ウェブサイトとか見てもどっちも書いてあったりとか、どっちが正しいの私もうなんて言っていいかわからへんみたいになる人って結構多いと思うんですよ。私も結構時々、これとこれって、私ずっとこっちで喋ってきたけど、これの方が良かったんかみたいに悩むことって結構あるんですよね。さあ、そういう時どうしたらいいか知ってますか？こういう時こそネイティブに直接聞いちゃいますよっていう話なんですよね。で、今回はアメリカ人の先生に聞くことができたので、そちらをご紹介させていただきたいと思います。で、最後にね、アメリカ人の先生からすごいいいメッセージというか、本当に覚悟ついた部分だなっていうところがあるので、ぜひ最後まで見ていただけたらと思います。レッスン風景をそのままお届けする感じでやっていきたいと思います。それでは、Let's get started. Can I ask some questions?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Okay, so, I always get confused with these phrases. Like, we talked about the movie and we talked on the movie. What's the difference between about and on for this situation?
We talked on the movie?
Do you say that?
I don't say that, but I get what they're trying to say. We talked on, about, it's the... I wouldn't use that at all. I would just say we talked about the movie.
So what about like information on something and information about something? Do you use
like let me get information on this, let me get information about that. I'd definitely use that. That's the difference. You're saying what's the difference between it?
Yeah, because sometimes I thought it was like information about something because about is more useful for me about on this, but in some textbook it says like on information on something.
Yeah. More grammatically correct would be the about, but it depends if where you're getting these phrases from. Is it this from like America? Because you know how we do. Sometimes we take things and we just change the meanings of words. We do that all the time,
I like American English.
It actually becomes part of the culture, So it's the correct would be about, but on to us, how we use it in that context, it means exactly the same thing.
Okay, exactly the same thing.
Let me get information about that. Can I have information on this subject? It's the same thing. There's really no difference. It's just, how you say it. But like I said, Americans would say something like that for sure.
Oh, I love American English. And that's what I wanted to hear.
We do the simple, a lot of the UK, they're very proper English, which is honestly, they speak the more correct English than Americans do. But we simplify things and we change things for some reason, but it just becomes part of like international culture, Yeah.
Nice. So totally the same.
In that context, it means the same thing. You're still getting information about something, get information on this topic. It's the same.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I was just, so confused. So thank you.
I know it's very different because you guys, a lot of stuff you don't have subjects in Japanese language as well.
Yeah.
So I can understand.
So can I ask you another thing? Like
Sure.
Sometimes I get confused with search and look for.
Search, look up, or look for. It depends on the context. Like, I mean, if you Google something. Like say, I'm gonna search for your YouTube channel on Google. You can say, or I'm gonna look up your YouTube channel on Google. It's again, that's still is the similar same context. And honestly, for that one, they're both could be grammatically correct. Those are both fine. Search for and look up.
So we don't have to worry about that too much. So what about like, I have to search for my keys. Is that correct?
It is. And there's nothing grammatically wrong with that. It just depends who you are. If you use search or look for it. Oh, I need to find my keys. I need to search for it. It's both fine. All fine. Yeah.
Oh, again,
there's many phrases that mean the same thing. Search for, look up, find, it's very similar.
Oh, great. I was just wondering, maybe I am talking, in a wrong way for a long time or
No,
something. But
not at all.
okay. Oh, thanks. And then, I want to ask you one more thing. I looked up the website and I wanted to make sure I am talking right. Like, 3 days to go before Christmas and 3 days to go until Christmas. And I thought it was like until, but some website says it's 3 days to go before Christmas. So what's the difference between before and until?
I would say until Christmas, almost speaking in like future tense, like until this happens or before this happens. So I would say until. I would find that more correct, but I would depend. Maybe UK people might say before.
Really? Oh, I see.
That's the one thing I've noticed. Aussies, UK, English, South African, Americans, we all speak English, but it's so precise and different of the word in the placement that we use for the same exact sentence, So I would say until, but I'm sure there's many people I've heard before written. I've seen it written out as well. But there's I think a lot of people sometimes it gets overcomplicated learning English because you see all these different sentences that mean the same thing and you're like, which one is right? But in all reality, a lot of them are exactly the same. So,
that's true.
Right. Yeah, I would say until. And sometimes it's hard for a native English speaker who didn't get a bachelor's degree in education or literature to explain these things because it's so similar. And we just grew up that way that we don't know how to explain it. When somebody asks us those little fine separation details, we're like, I don't know. It's just, they're both right. I just know they are because I've been, I talk like that my whole life. So it's like, so there's questions on those very small differences. Those are really good to ask people who want to school for literature or English education, because just a normal native English speaker, it's just like, no, that's correct. Can you explain a little? It's like, not too much, but I know it's correct because, Yeah.
That's so true because the other way around, if somebody asks me about, Japanese grammar, I don't think I can explain like what's the difference or, how you decide,
Yeah, but you know exactly how to use it, right?
Yeah.
So, so
both sounds right or both sounds wrong or both sounds okay.
You're like, those are right. Can you tell me exactly why? You're like, nah, I really can't. But you can use it though. You'll be good.
Right. Oh, so I don't have to be so intense about.
No, you do. You really do not. And it depends. If you're trying to do business English, where you want to become CEO, you want to run these things. All right, maybe get more into the literature of English and grammar. But if you're just trying to travel the world and live your best life, perfecting English is not necessary because most countries, it's their second language anyway, so they shorten English anyways.
いかがでしたでしょうかというわけでですね、ちょっとね、考えすぎるのも良くないし、あとはネイティブだからといって 100% 本当に正しいのを喋ってるかどうかっていうのはわからないっていうところがね、伝わってればいいなと思います。逆に考えてみてください。私たち日本語本当に完璧に喋ってますかね？多分そんなこと私は少なくともないですね。テニオハガノニオとかって言ったりしますけれども、その順番がこれが本当に主語の後はこれでいいのかとか考えたことないですけど、じゃあ自分の日本語完璧ですかって言われたら多分どうでしょうってなるんですよね。でも日本語のね、先生になるための勉強した人とかだったらそれも細かく説明ができたりとか、完璧な日本語喋ってたりもすると思うんですけど、もうこんな感じです。我々がなりたいのは英語学者ですか？それとも英語が話せる人ですか？そこが最終的なジャッジの部分だと思ってもらったらいいと思います。もうね、話せるようになりたい。しっかり流暢に話せるようになりたいというところがゴールであれば、そこまで細かい違いっていうのは気にしすぎなくてもいいのかなと。本当に間違ってて意味が変わる場合っていうのは誰かに指摘されたりとかね、あると思うんで、そこまで気にしすぎなくてもいいんじゃないかなっていうことがお伝えしたくて今回の動画をさせていただきました。ちょっとでもためになったなと思った場合は、グッドボタンとチャンネル登録、何卒よろしくお願いします。ベルマークまでやってくれたらめちゃめちゃ喜びます。Thank you very much for watching our lesson. See you in our next video. Bye for now!